Hi, everyone, and welcome. Today, I'm going to walk you through my cards that I created from the Concord 9th, July 2025 release. I will have links down below in the video description to the products that I'm showing today. And let me know afterwards down in the comments which card is your favorite and which one you would like to see in a how to video. So, the first one that I'm going to share with you is the Cherry Turnabout. This is one of my favorites from the release. This is actually a two-part turnabout. So, you have the first turnabout that creates the cherries, you have the second turnabout that creates these stems. So, you can get your pink or red cherries and then your green leaves and the branch for your cherries. So, here are some backgrounds that I had played around with. If you're wondering why I have all these cards ready to go on release day, I actually created the introduction videos to all of the products for the Concord 9th YouTube channel. So I have a lot of examples to share with you. This cherry background is just so darn cute. I love the cherries in this release. Now, here's the first card that I created. So, with this, the background is actually a tone on tone. I did pink lemonade cardstock and pink ink, but then combined it with the dashed lines embossing folder and the cherries from the Cherry Nice set, which I also used on this card. I think this is my favorite card out of all of the cards that I created. I just love those bright cherries. Next, we're going to take a slight detour to the beach. So, this is the Beach Day stamp and die set. It has some really fun sentiments that also have coordinating dies for them. There's also some silhouette of birds that you can add in your sky, but the die set creates some beach umbrellas and some seagulls. So, you can do a couple different themes with this set. Now, this one is more of a springtime theme, or you could flip your umbrellas, put some flowers in it, and do maybe a baby or a bridal shower card. So there's one completely different theme. But then we can jump to the beach. So this one, I have the seagulls, I have the beach umbrella, but I also did some ink blending for a water line. And then I combined it with that kind of garden or that fence. And that is from the Secret Garden Stacks. Now, this card is more of what my beaches look like. So, lots of beautiful trees on the background. I did add that fence. Here again is that dashed line embossing folder that I'm going to get to in just a minute. But the trees in the background are from the secret garden. This is quite kind of more of my beach scene where we have beautiful trees back there. Now, that dashed line embossing folder is also something brand new in the release. It can be a subtle background to add some texture. It can be rain with your umbrellas, or you can turn it and use it as texture for your water. I love how you could take a couple different directions with this particular bundle. Now, our next one is called Charmed, and this kind of takes me back a little bit. This creates these chain bracelets with the charms on them. Did you have one? I definitely did. I had a sterling silver one, and there's lots of different charms on here. There's a shamrock, an airplane, a moon, a star, a heart, butterflies, a paw print. And I love die cutting my chains for my bracelets out of metallic cardstock. So this one, I just used the base layer for the charms, and then I added it kind of around the edges of my cardstock. And then my next one, I did some die cut inlay. Now, I do talk a little bit more about the charms in the introduction video over on the Concord and Ninth YouTube channel. So check that out. But here I customize it because there's an alphabet in there. So I did my daughter's name on the front of this card, added some charms to the bracelet that I think she would enjoy. And the sentiment sets for this actually kind of go with the flow of some of the chains. So you can add those sentiments in there as well. Now, coming back to the cherries, we have the Cherry Nice set, which I think may be my favorite out of the entire release. So we have a large Your Cherry Nice sentiment with some smaller fun ones on there, kind of punny. We have a cherry embossing folder, and these are I believe they're 2D embossing folders. And then the die set, which creates that large grouping of cherries. I loved die cutting the base layer out of one color and then the top layer out of another color to get that kind of cool shine on there. But I really loved adding ink blending to my cherries. It just stepped everything up to a whole new level. Also included in the die set that you didn't see in my card or in the die set on my screen is the die cut word sweet. I forgot to bring that in, but that I used on a couple different cards. And the embossing folder is what I was sharing in that previous card. It was just, again, subtle texture. This one, I changed up the color. I did pink and it was so, so cute. I added a couple pink die cut hearts, and I have that radial background. That is from a different product from the Concord 9th collection. There's just something about the cherries on the card that scream happiness to me. Now we're coming into the pop out section of the video. So these are going to be creating some pop up cards. You will need the pop out stacks base die to do any of the pop up cards. Here is a look at it with nothing on it. So you have your base piece, and then there's three tiers. You can see the smallest one is in the back, the longest one is in the front. I do kind of walk through the assembly of that in the introduction video on the Concord and Ninth YouTube channel. It is very, very easy to put together. Then we move on to the Boardwalk Stacks dies. So you can use this individually on card fronts, which I will show you, or you can use it with the pop-up stacks base die, and it creates an amazing scene. We have tons of different elements on here to decorate your boardwalk or carnival or fair. This is an A2 size card that I created. On the stamp set, you have a silhouette of birds, and then there's some dashed lines. I used the dashed lines on my water in the background there, and I just really loved how that card came together on the A2 size card front. This is the pop-up card. Yes, it was a lot of work, but yes, it was totally worth it. We have a roller coaster, a Ferris wheel. We have some different stands. You can do a hot dog stand. You can do a game booth. You have a carousel. You have a fence and boardwalk. And there is an additional piece that can go in the front that serves as a beach. Now, I did bring in some bushes, and that is from the Secret Garden set that I'll show you in just a minute. I do recommend scoring some of your pieces before you attach it. So you have your main tiers that already have score lines in them. But for instance, this one, the word celebrate, that's kind of an additional piece. Make sure you do your score line before you add it all together. It just lays nicer that way. Now, this one I really decked out. I did the roller coaster in a silver glitter cardstock. I brought in some of the champagne foiled cardstock just to jazz it up a little bit. It gives the carnival or the boardwalk a whole different feel to it. Now, these do sit nice on your desk, but they also lay flat, and that makes it easy for mailing, and it really isn't a lot of bulk. The next one is the Secret Garden Stacks. So this is also kind of designed to go with the pop-up stacks base die, but you can also use these individually on cart. And I'll show you an example of that too. But this one has a smaller sentiment. Those small sentiments are meant to fit on the sign that you can die cut out of this set. We have a tree, you have a fence, you have like a, I want to say a bush, but a garden behind it. It's just such a serene scene that you can create. Now, this is one I did on an A2 size card front. You can put as much or as little as you want into these card projects. You don't have to use every single element, but I will say some of the hedges and that potted plant, I did use those quite a bit throughout all of my cards because it created just the cutest little potted plant. We have a little pebble stone kind of walkway there. I made a brick wall. We have our trees in the background, a little bird bath, and there is actually birds you can die cut out to put with your bird bath. So these are the pop-up cards that I created for it. Those cute little clouds in the background. And like I said, they were, yes, a labor of love, but so worth it. Now I have one more pop-up card that I'm going to share with you. This one is where I added those, I think they're gladiolas, the ones that kind of go up. That was really fun to kind of add in behind my fence. Now, in the introduction videos, I am just kind of sharing the card projects and the different products that I use to create that. In any of these cards here, let me know down in the comment section which card you would like to see in a how-to video. And also, I will have links to everything down below in the video description. I'm going to have pictures over on my blog. So if you ever want to reference anything, you will have that available. So not only would I love to hear what you want to see in a how-to video, but I also want to know which one of these is your favorite out of the entire release. I hope you all enjoyed today's walkthrough. Thank you so much for joining me today. And here is another video that I think you might enjoy.